Cutting Dental, I looked like this. And in just one day, I walked out looking like this. Being a personal trainer, my appearance was so important. But no matter how hard I worked out, nothing was gonna fix my teeth. That's why I called Cutting Dental, and it was the best decision I ever made. If you can afford a new car payment, you can afford to have new, beautiful, permanent teeth, just like me.
Get a free exam, CT scan, and x-rays, a $1,200 value for free.
Make the call and change your life today.
Call 844-4-CUNNING.
This is Eyewitness News with live breaking news.
Now at 11, airport workers are hurt after a carbon dioxide leak. Terminal 8 evacuated. We are there live.
Should race play a role in college admissions? The U.S. Supreme Court is questioning the continued use of affirmative action as it takes up 2 cases today.
And no spooky forecast for your trick-or-treaters tonight, but rain and snow are coming. Brianna has your Halloween forecast. Good morning. This is Eyewitness News at 11 a.m. live on ABC 7, Hulu, and wherever you stream. I'm Giovanna Lotta.
And I'm Philip Palmer. We do start with breaking news out of LAX. A dangerous carbon dioxide leak has forced the evacuation of a terminal and made several employees ill, one of them critically.
Eyewitness News reporter Ashley Mackey joins us live from LAX with the latest. Ashley.
Philip, Giovanna, that's right. The 4 people that became ill were independent contract workers working here at LAX in one of their utility rooms here near Terminal 8. The Terminal 8 was shut down, but now that is back open. The workers, there were 3 men and 1 woman. 3 of them were able to get out of the room, but one worker, a man in his 50s, was found unconscious and without a pulse. First responders performed CPR on him before getting him transferred to a nearby hospital. A hazardous materials team responded to the baggage claim area at Terminal 8 at around 7 a.m. this morning for a reported carbon dioxide leak. About 100 people were cleared from the terminal, and officials say that was out of an abundance of caution. They believe the leak was isolated to the one room the workers were in.
It's important to mention that this did not affect any of the travelers medically. They were not in an area by this electrical room. There was no passageway to where they could come in contact with carbon dioxide.
Now, there was a temporary halt on flights arriving by United, but now the halt is lifted. Travelers still may want to check their updated flight status. Officials say this was a team effort. Fire officials say they arrived here within 5 minutes. The man was in grave condition before being transferred to the hospital. Now he is breathing on his own and blood is circulating through his body. He has now been updated to critical or better condition. Reporting live in LAX, Ashley Mackey, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Ashley, thank you. The Supreme Court today taking up 2 landmark cases challenging affirmative action admissions policies at the nation's colleges and universities. A diverse nonprofit group of students and parents argues the practice meant to ensure equality actually leads to discrimination. ABC's Justin Finch with more from Washington.
A decades-long precedent in education could be overturned as the Supreme Court is once again being asked to consider whether race should play a role in college and university admissions.
Racial classifications are wrong. That principle was enshrined in our law at great cost following the Civil War.
I'm struggling to understand how race is actually factoring into the admissions process here and whether there's any actual redressable injury that arises.
The High Court has previously ruled race can be used as a factor, among others, as campuses seek more diverse student bodies. But that could change this session with the court's 6-3 conservative majority and Americans changing attitudes. A Pew Research poll this year finds more than 6 out of 10 Americans oppose using race or ethnicity in college admissions, including majorities of Hispanic, Asian, and African Americans surveyed.
The heart of the issue is, should colleges and universities treat students differently because of their race and their ethnicity?
Edward Blum of Students for Fair Admissions is behind the Supreme Court challenges to affirmative action at Harvard University and the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. rejected Blum's position, citing Supreme Court precedent, but the High Court chose to take up both cases. Harvard and UNC underscoring race is only part of their holistic review of applicants and is crucial to sustaining minority student enrollment. And new Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson is recusing herself from that Harvard case as a former member of its Overseers Board. The court is expected to render its decision next year. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
So it's Halloween, special day for a lot of kids. They're going to be able to wear their costume, and they're not going to have to wear a rain jacket on top of it.
That's great.
And Brianna, it might not even be so cold that they have to put a jacket on top of that either. It should be perfect.
I know. It's going to be really nice, too, especially as you start that trick-or-treating. We're still going to be in the 70s for a lot of spots, and then it is going to get a little cooler as we head into the rest of the day, but I couldn't really ask for a better Halloween. It could be much worse, that's for sure. Look at our pumpkin here out into Irvine. We'll get to look at that for too much longer. It's about 73 degrees. We have a lot of high clouds streaming ahead as well, and temperatures starting to warm up a little bit. It was a cool start to the morning, and now we're starting to see some warmer weather, depending where we're seeing some of that cloud coverage too. Some areas warming up a little quicker than some others. It's about 76, nice and mild there out into Burbank. And you can see some of that cloud coverage too in areas of the Central Coast, Santa Barbara there, up toward Fraser Park, some spotty clouds, and then making their way down to northern San Fernando Valleys up into Ventura County as well. Starting to see a lot more 70s pop up, some mid-70s. Ontario, Riverside, it's feeling pretty nice. Still cool, though, down into Temecula at about 56. Anaheim still in the 60s as well as some of those coastal spots, too. And the high desert taking a little while longer to warm up. It's about 63 degrees. Everything is going to start shifting here in the next couple of days. We do have some chances of rain in the forecast, and we also may see a little bit of snow too, and dependent upon when we see some of that rainfall, we could see some snow drop as low as. They're definitely shifting though. That'll be coming up in just a little.
Reminder for parents this Halloween to keep a close eye on their. Anna, thank you. A reminder for parents this Halloween to keep a close eye on their trick-or-treaters and the candy they collect. These images from earlier this month got a lot of attention when someone tried to smuggle thousands of fentanyl pills in candy packing past security at LAX. It's important to remember authorities do not believe kids are being targeted, but say it's always a good idea to check your child's candy. Parents are also being warned about children eating hemp products, which can look like candy or baked goods. Kids who eat them could experience symptoms like seizures, slurred speech, vomiting, and they could have difficulty breathing.
For so many families and for kids,